Shizuoka Prefecture, a Tuesday night, 11:40 p.m. A woman who calls herself Hasumi boards the train she takes every day, the Enshu Railway. Quiet, unremarkable, an ordinary commuter line. But tonight, something is wrong. The train doesn't stop. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. The stations that should have been visible outside the window are gone. There is nothing but darkness. And when the train finally comes to a halt, she finds herself at a station that exists on no map in Japan. This is the story of Kisaragi Station. And 22 years later, no one has been able to explain what happened that night. January 8th, 2004. On a Japanese internet forum called 2channel, think of it as Japan's version of Reddit before Reddit even existed, there was a thread on the occult board. Its title roughly translates to, "Report in real time if something weird happens near you." Thread 26. At 11:14 p.m., post number 98, a user left a simple message. "I might be imagining things, but something's off about the train I'm on." The poster identified herself as Hasumi. She explained that she had boarded the Enshu Railway at Shin Hamamatsu Station. Normally, the train stops at a station every 5 minutes, but tonight, it hadn't stopped for over 20. The other passengers appeared to be asleep. She couldn't reach the conductor. Other users on the thread responded immediately. "Stay calm. Check the station names outside the window." But there were no stations. Only darkness and the sound of the train running. At 11:40 p.m., Hasumi posted again. "The train stopped at a station called Kisaragi. Should I get off? I've never heard of this station." The thread erupted. Users scrambled to search for Kisaragi Station. Nothing came up. Not on any map, not in any timetable, not in any database in Japan. Multiple users begged her not to get off, but it was too late. "I already got off," she wrote. "The station is deserted. The train has already left." Hasumi was standing alone at a station that should not exist. She called her parents. The call connected, but when she told them Kisaragi Station, they couldn't find it on any map either. Her father told her to stay put while he kept searching. But staying put was becoming difficult. Hasumi reported hearing sounds in the distance, a rhythmic beating of taiko drums, and the faint ringing of bells. In Japanese folklore, these sounds are associated with matsuri, festivals. But no festival takes place at midnight in the middle of nowhere. The people on the thread were growing increasingly alarmed. Some began to suggest she had wandered into the yokai, a spirit world, a place beyond the boundary of the living. Hasumi decided to walk back along the tracks. That's when she encountered him, an old man standing on the tracks. He had only one leg. "It's dangerous to walk on the tracks," the old man said. She turned around, and he was gone. The thread exploded. "Get out of there, now!" Then came her final message. She could see headlights in the distance. A car. The driver offered to take her to the nearest business hotel. Desperate, exhausted, Hasumi got in. Her last post? "The driver isn't saying anything. I think we're heading toward the mountains. I'm scared." And then, silence. Hasumi never posted again. So what actually happened? Let's investigate. First, the railway itself. The Enshu Railway is real. It runs between Shin Hamamatsu Station and Nishi Kajima Station in Shizuoka Prefecture. 18 stops across roughly 17.8 kilometers. There is no Kisaragi Station on this line. There never has been. Historical records confirm that no station by that name was ever built, planned, or decommissioned. But here's where it gets interesting. Many researchers have pointed to Saganomiya Station as a possible model for the legend. The Enshu Railway itself has acknowledged this on its official website. Saganomiya sits about 14 to 20 minutes from Shin Hamamatsu. It's the only station on the line with hiragana mixed into its name. And back in 2004, the area around it was dark and isolated, consistent with Hasumi's description. In 2019, freelance journalist Masatoshi Takashima visited Saganomiya for the Nikkan SPA magazine. He reported that while the station didn't perfectly match the legend, its atmosphere at night was genuinely unsettling. 7 years after the original post, on June 30th, 2011, someone claiming to be Hasumi resurfaced online. This time, it wasn't on 2channel, but in the comments section of an urban legend blog called Kitan. She posted a continuation of her story. The driver had stopped the car in a forest. Strange lights appeared. She managed to escape, reached a road, and was picked up by a truck driver. She said she had been missing for a few months, but in the real world, 7 years had passed. However, this reappearance is most likely not the original poster. The real Hasumi had used a trip code on 2channel, a kind of identity verification. If it were truly her, she could have proven it. Still, this sequel only deepened the legend. The concept echoes kamikakushi, the Japanese belief that people are spirited away by supernatural forces, and when they return, time has shifted. Was Hasumi a real person? We don't know. The 2004 posts on 2channel were anonymous by design. The original thread has been archived, and its timestamps have been verified as authentic, but the poster's identity has never been confirmed. What we do know is that this story spawned an entire subgenre. Yokai eki, phantom stations that serve as boundaries between worlds. Yami Station, Katasu Station, Hitsuka Station, Sutaka Station, Tsukinomiya Station. Dozens of variations, all following the same template, emerged in its wake. To understand why Kisaragi Station resonates so deeply, you need to understand Japan's relationship with trains. Japan has the most punctual railway system in the world. The average delay per train on the Tokaido Shinkansen is typically under 1 minute. Some years, the figure has been as low as 12 seconds. For most Japanese people, the train is the single most reliable, most predictable part of daily life. That's exactly why Kisaragi Station is so terrifying. It takes the most mundane, most trusted part of your routine, the commuter train, and turns it into a doorway to the unknown. This connects to a much older tradition in Japanese folklore, the concept of sakai, boundaries. In Japanese folk belief, there are places where the boundary between the everyday world and the spirit world grows thin. Crossroads called suji, bridges, tunnels, mountain passes, and stations. These are all boundary spaces, places where you can slip across the edge of one world into another. The Torii Gate at a Shinto shrine literally marks the border between the mundane and the sacred. Kisaragi Station is a modern torii, a threshold you cross without meaning to. And before you realize it, you're somewhere you were never meant to be. This also connects deeply to the concept of isekai, another world. You'll recognize the term from anime and manga, But while fictional isekai stories are often adventures, Kisaragi Station reminds us of the genre's darker roots. The original folklore never promised you'd make it back. Folklorist Yoshiyuki Ikura, associate professor at Kokugakuin University's Faculty of Letters, made a crucial observation about Kisaragi Station in an interview with Nippon.com. He argued that the story's power lies in its format. It was told in real time on a public forum while strangers tried to help. You weren't just hearing a ghost story. You were watching someone disappear.
Kisaragi Station didn't stay contained within 2-channel. In 2014, someone placed a pin labeled Kisaragi Station on Google Maps, right above Matsumi Pond on the University of Tsukuba campus. A fictional station had materialized on a real map. In 2020, a Vocaloid producer known as X000X_ or Wakame uploaded a mysterious track using invisible Unicode characters as its title. On screen, the title appears blank, a fitting tribute to a station that doesn't exist. The song surpassed 20 million views on YouTube. In 2022, the film Kisaragi Station was released in Japanese theaters. Director Niro Nagae used a first-person camera technique to translate the forum's horror onto the big screen. The film set an all-time attendance record at a mini-theater in Hamamatsu. Even the Enshu Railway embraced the legend. They decorated the Saginomiya station sign with the name Kisaragi and sold commemorative tickets that sold out in roughly an hour. The event has since become an annual tradition, held every January 8th, the date of the original post, and it sells out every single year. And in June 2025, a sequel film, Kisaragi Station Re, was released. Honda Miyu, a supporting cast member in the original, was promoted to the lead, playing a character who goes back to rescue those trapped in Kisaragi Station. A single forum post had now spawned an entire film franchise. One post on a message board at midnight became a cultural phenomenon, weaving together internet culture, folk belief, and a fear that belongs to all of us. The fear of being somewhere you don't belong. That's the genius of Japanese urban legends. You don't need ghosts. You don't need monsters. You just need displacement. Take something familiar and make it just slightly wrong. If you were on a train that wouldn't stop, would you get off at Kisaragi Station? Or would you stay on, praying that the next stop is one you recognize? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and whatever you do, don't take the last train.